This is the latest addition to the compact range of electronic portable magnifiers. The Compact 8. It's a high definition electronic magnifier with an 8-inch touchscreen, built-in stand, power button on top here which will just turn on, and USB charging on it. The device has on-screen controls that I can adjust by pressing buttons to make things bigger and smaller. And the device is using the camera that's on the back of it to look down at this page. It has contrast controls so that I can adjust the text to make things easier for those with conditions like macular degeneration. There's many different colours that are available to make it easier there. It also has the ability that I can capture an image for later on, or just to work with that image that I've now got there. And I can actually still work with it just like before, make it bigger or smaller. And I can move around, I can live pan on the image itself, release it. Let's have a little look in the menu. This has the battery identification there to tell me what I've got left. It's got the standard things that most electronic magnifiers have these days, so it has the ability to put on a line for me, almost like a virtual ruler, I guess, which can help when I've got lots of text and it's quite busy, so that I can actually follow my line as I'm moving across so that I can keep up with what's going on. It also has adjustments for brightness of the screen. It has some settings changes there, so I can make things bright and dark in the way of the control panel. I can turn my lights off and on at certain stages, whether I'm using the magnifier or the distance view, whether I have the torch on or not on the back of the device. There's a couple of sets of lights. I can make noises as I'm pressing these buttons. It's making little clicking noises. Mirrorcast sends the image off to a compatible TV with Mirrorcast in it. Change the languages, change how quickly it goes to sleep on its own when I don't touch anything, to save a bit of power. And I can get some other information there as well. Now, I just wanted to show some of the unique features that the device has, particularly around, I guess, when we start looking at the options around higher contrast. And I might actually use the big brother here. I'll turn this one on. So this is the Compact 10. And when we go into the contrast, you might see what happens there. So these devices analyse the text and the page and look for darker and lighter areas and try to adjust them a little bit more, but sometimes they don't always get it right. And the unique thing with the Compact 8 is that it does get it right every time. It's very clever, some of the advances that are in here. So it really does. It's a standout in function. So I can certainly change the light sensitivity, reduce the screen brightness, and here's my edge settings that we were looking at before. So I can make the text edging smooth. When we zoom in on text, printed text, it pixelates. Now that I've got that turned on, when we start to zoom in at higher levels, it cleans it up for us, so that we don't have that pixelization that you would normally have around the edges of the text, which is a nice feature to have. It also has the ability in the high contrast colours where I can change the way I see the text. I can have just the edge only of the text. And again, you can see the difference there. And this is unique as well, the highlight option. So it means that around the edging of the text, I can put a particular colour. In this case, I've selected pink, but I can have any of these colours. Now you might notice it's definitely got a pink edge to it. Which is quite a nice way of highlighting the text. And of course you can turn all of those functions off as well, which brings it back to normal. Something that also none of the other electronic magnifying devices has. It's a function for colour blindness. Someone with colour blindness would not see these colours. And if they just saw a grey box, for instance, in that one, I would select that one, and what it would do is it would adjust colours to help to correct some of the colour deficiencies that I might have. And you might notice if I turn it on, what happens to this side panel. Slightly adjusts it, so it'll be adjusting colours for me. I can turn it off and on, these features. There's the three options there. For those that are a little bit concerned sometimes about how family members might accidentally change the settings by going into here, we can actually turn those functions off as well. That's with the press of a hold of this button here. Gives me the opportunity to select which mode I would like, and if I select easy mode, it reduces all of those other options that we had up the top to go into the settings or the clock. That's no longer available. And it's a simple thing of 5 seconds on that same button again. We can go back into our advanced mode again. There's our big clock and date and all our settings like before. So that's the compact